So guys, there has been an update on the case of Pastor Chinedu, who was considered the prime suspect in the case of the 4 deceased children found in a cassava farm in Enugu State. The community had stormed his private residence during a demolition exercise authorized by the state governor, and what they found inside his residence was beyond disturbing. Recall that on the 16th of May 2025, a couple who have now been described as palm kernel farmers had left their 4 children at home in Iba-Agwaka. Igbo is a South local government area of Enugu State, to go about their daily business. However, on returning home in the evening, they discovered that the 4 children were missing. A search was conducted throughout the community, and later in the night, the 4 children were found lying close to each other in a cassava farm within the area. They were all gone. Upon close examination, it was observed that each child had similar signs of injury. It appeared as though they had suffered trauma to the head. On further search within the farmland, they found a wooden pestle with visible stains lying on the ground. This pestle painted a clearer picture of what actually happened to the 4 children. A pastor, whose identity at the time was a tightly kept secret, was considered a prime suspect in the murder. It wasn't exactly clear why the pastor was considered the prime suspect at the time, but judging from what the community has now exposed about him, they may have been right all along. The pastor's name has been revealed to be Chinedu Solomon Ezedike. He is the founder of the Light of God Synagogue Church in Iba-Agwaka, Enugu State. Pastor Chinedu's church was said to have shared a fence with the residence of the 4 victims. It was believed that he had been monitoring the 4 children, patiently waiting for when the parents would leave them alone in the house, so that he would scale the fence to carry out the gruesome act. The community members initially suspected that he may have killed them for possible ritual purposes, and after they paid a visit to his church and private residence, what they discovered may have strengthened these suspicions. When Chinedu was questioned by the police, he denied committing the crime. However, he pointed fingers at his driver, alleging that he may have done it because there was a time in the past when he threatened the children's father with a pestle. The driver in question is said to be on the run currently. The community youths were angered by the horrific crime and then took to the streets to stage a peaceful protest. They demanded that the pastor, whom they alleged to be a fake, should be thoroughly investigated and also brought to book. The police had transferred the case to the State Criminal Investigation Department for a thorough investigation. However, it was during the period of this investigation that another disturbing crime was uncovered within the same Enugu State. A native doctor who went by the name Ezeani and was also popularly known as Ide Play Ide Show was arrested after numerous human remains were discovered within a pit in his mansion. The governor of the state had immediately ordered the demolition of the property used for the dastardly act, while Ezeani was eventually arrested after trying to flee the country. When Ezeani's case died down a bit, the people of Iba-Agwaka were said to have pressured the state governor to also demolish Pastor Chinedu's residence. The governor eventually gave in to these demands after taking the facts of the case into consideration. A bulldozer was sent to the site, and that was where some questionable discoveries would be made. Pastor Chinedu's church was said to have looked more like a shrine than a Christian church. He nailed people's pictures to the wall of his altar using a 6-inch nail. Residents in the area attested to seeing him walking around naked by 12 midnight while reciting incantations. Apart from the 4 children who finally put him under the radar, he has been alleged to have taken the lives of many other people within the community. A man also alleged that about 4 years ago, Pastor Chinedu collected over 11 million naira from him when he took his sick daughter to him for treatment.
It's not 11 million, 150,000. 11 million, 150,000. Oh my God.
11 million 150,000 naira.
Hey.
4 years ago. I told you not to come down.
That's the
Oh no, she babu. Bam, one are make go.
11 million, 150,000.
Mama, we have the life, then go life ever.
Pastor Chinedu himself also confessed to tying people's destiny, an act that was considered to be diabolic. The most concerning discovery was made when they began bulldozing his residence. They discovered what looked like a soakaway pit, which was clearly built like a secret room. The room had no doors or windows and was estimated to be about 20 feet deep. The secret room was filled with water and could only be accessed from the top using a long ladder.
Yes, so here, this very place to go another wall. Let me say, what do we call here? Is it well, or what do we call it? A tank. The place is even smelling blood. The place smells blood. So you can see it. You can see it with a ladder. This ladder but inside the wall, inside the well. Look at it, is about 17 to 20 feet deepness. So you can see that this ladder, you will use the ladder to inside the water. So this is the water, which we never know what the water is. It is a wall without window. Without window, without door. Nothing. No window, no door. This is the building. No window, no door. You can see where people are looking at it. No window, no door. No window, no door. And water is in it. Watch it very well. No window, no door. So it is only through that place that was perforated. Oh, no matter go for there. Hey, where they can't keep about much you videotape. So no window. So ever now I've been now watch here. No window, no door. So say bad through there. Okay, she went with anything. So it has ladder. That ladder that is inside. Come at the same time. I see ladder from here. This is another place here. This is where the ladder appears. You can see the ladder at edge of the build of the roof. So from there, I see ladder from here. We don't know how to manage that. So the water is suspicious.
After the shocking discovery was made, a machine was brought to the scene to pump out the water in the well so as to reveal its contents. They continued the demolition of his house while the youths took it upon themselves to destroy about 8 of the private cars parked in his residence. While the demolition was ongoing, some fearless people looted Chinedu's properties, but after thinking twice about it, they decided to return them to the site.
Oh, man, that is returning things every Guinea in Cabo every form of which they must. If they play the show, and they which they has Guinea. Over the record together. Over the record together. Over the record together. Monday.
The police are still carrying out their investigation into the case and as more information emerges, you will be promptly updated. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on any updates in this case. Thank you for watching.